All right, it's the first episode of the podcast, the Gentleman Gains podcast.
Let's go.
My name's Jakob,
And I'm Karan.
and we could start off by saying the aim of the podcast. So, we created this podcast with the audience of, I'd say, maybe teens to young adults.
Teens to young adults here, early 20s, mid
Yeah.
20s.
Aimed towards the benefit of mental health and things like gym culture, physical health, and just overall good health.
Good health, yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit of religion background.
yeah, exactly. And then how our upbringings are versus how, I'd say, the modern Western
This
society
is
is.
modern one. Western societies versus East.
Yeah, exactly. And how, I'd say, how like a trend of the Western society is when it pertains to young men and a lot of their mental health.
Yeah, and why so many people are depressed right now.
Yeah. And then talking about some of our personal experiences as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
We both come from totally different religion. I'm Hindu and he's Muslim, so it's totally opposite.
Yeah.
Almost opposite, I guess. But
Yeah.
still, we are talking about the values and the knowledge from the religion as well.
Yeah, because we relate on, I'd say, 99% of all the things we talk about.
Yep.
And just like our title says, that's how we got the name, is gentlemen. We like to think, like, we take old,
Old era thing, yep.
older mindsets when it comes to, like, especially having a wife and how we treat women, things like that, and how
Yep.
a lot
How
of
we
that.
are raised and how values are was.
Yeah, exactly. And how, like, I think, especially nowadays, how a lot of that gentleman-like respect has gone.
Yep.
How we think it should come back. And then gains, we are huge into gym culture and also positivity in men's
Sports.
mental health. So
Yep.
it's just like gaining in both those factors. And
Because you can say you are old-fashioned or anything, but values will win over anything. So we are talking about values and old school culture as well.
yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, we could talk about how we met each other then.
Yep. We met on the job, and it wasn't like a honorable job.
Just like a temporary job, I guess, for both of us. Kind
Yeah,
of,
both of us, yeah, temporary job.
yeah.
But
kinda-
at least we woke up early. We met at 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got the whole rest of our day to just do whatever.
Yeah, so we were working together for 5 hours,
Yeah.
from 5 in the morning till 10.
Yeah. Under
We
Armour.
met there.
Worked
And,
retail on
yeah.
Under Armour.
And I even remember first time I met him.
Yeah.
Me and my other co-worker were talking about how I looked like gentleman in a
Yeah.
turtleneck sweater.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
And that's how we met it. And that's when I was talking about how I look gentlemanish in
Yeah.
that turtleneck sweater.
Yeah. And then every time we'd walk by each other, we'd like strike a gentleman pose.
Yup.
Yeah.
The
And it's funny.
iconic gentleman pose.
Yeah, it's funny too, cause you, and then the other coworker Andrew, you were like talking about pre-workouts and protein powders, and I was like, oh, sick. This is something I could relate to.
Yup. Because before that, the only person we worked with were ladies. So we couldn't
Yeah.
talk about the sports and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we got a brother, Aki.
Yes, sir.
So that's how we started talking, and that's how we got the idea of starting the podcast.
Yeah, we always like had cool business ideas. Like him and I would talk about on the job. It'd be cool to like, cause like we were always
Open
like,
a Yup cafe.
yeah, we were always like hopped up on caffeine. Or like it'd be like awesome to like start like a cafe type thing, split with a gym right next to it, so people could come in like either before or after, get a coffee or even just a protein shake. Or people who aren't even into gym, at least there's the cafe where they could just come and have their coffee, sit down or leave.
Yep. Yeah.
So it was just like cool. And then, it's kind of hard to start that up. So we're like, well, we could just make a podcast for now.
Yep.
And it's like,
So the job we met wasn't that good, but the people we met, they were like good people.
Yeah, very true.
So the boys were all good.
Yeah. Like every Friday we'd have.
Yeah, yep. Hopefully we can introduce those co-workers as a guest as well in future.
We have another person, but he's currently very, very busy, who is also on the job with us.
Yep.
His name is Sam, so hopefully in one of these episodes he'll be able to join us.
Start with us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Sam and Andrew,
Andrew,
both are grinding right now.
Hey, Andrew had his own podcast. I didn't even know that. Did you?
Nah, he had podcast earlier, like few years back, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that guy has experience.
Yeah.
Yep. So if he can come, we'll get more content.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so one of our first topics we had was like gentleman-like qualities, and before you ever even start looking, because like for us, both of us, we come from very like reserved type of background where like we
reserved for sure.
Yeah, so like we believe in taking it slow and like very serious, and like for me, I'm a Muslim, so for me, I'm not even supposed to touch the opposite gender until marriage. I'm supposed to like have all.
Same with us. In Hindu, you wait till your marriage.
Yeah.
To
exactly.
have sex with someone.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get the parents involved right away to know that it's serious, and we want to have everyone involved.
Yep. And most of the time in Hindu culture, your parents find you a girl and you marry her without even knowing her.
Yeah.
And even with that, your divorce rate is so low, so low.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how you know the people and you know each other after marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So you work it out. You just don't throw it away.
Exactly.
So that's why we think like those values should be there.
Yeah, and then we think too, having that respect and self-love first before ever like being able to love anyone else. Because if you don't have that self-love, like all your dregs will come up during marriage.
Yep, and you are not marrying someone for just for like physical attention and sex, right?
Yeah. Same with us.
It's just 5% of the time of the day.
Yeah.
Other 95% time, you need to be able to talk to someone, sit with them.
Yep.
Even without saying something.
No, yeah, exactly.
Those things needs to come back.
Yeah, like silence speaks so many words when you're with like someone you love.
Yep. And even those how they took care of the other person, right? Those random flowers and chocolates and everything like that.
Yeah.
Even right now, if I'm holding the door for someone, people troll you that don't be a fucking pussy.
Yeah. So I mean, we feel like a lot of these gentleman-like qualities are very missing, especially in the West in this day and age.
Yep, they are missing, and if someone's doing them, people are making like fun of them, right? So they rather not do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of peer pressure.
Yeah, that's why I feel like too, like it's so hard even to marry, because like in Islam, marriage is supposed to be the easiest thing there is. Like exactly how we were talking, you get the parents involved. It happens like quick, and like no chance of like the other party being hurt from it. And it's like in this day and age, so many people just want to date or mess around and fool around, and it's like you'll just be hurt because you're not taking the other person seriously.
The hookup culture and friend with benefit and all that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
One night stand. Yeah, if you are not doing something on the first day or the girl you met on the first night on the bar, people consider you like, I don't want to say the like proactive word.
Yeah.
But how can I put it? Without saying something that can be offending. If you are not like, let's just say my example. I used to go to club every Sunday, right? Every Saturday.
Yeah.
but I didn't try to like bring someone home or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just because of that, the guy I was going with, they're like, "Are you gay?"
Oh yeah.
So that doesn't count, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not trying to bring someone home, that doesn't mean someone is not interested in other gender, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There should be some values and honor code.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm just there to enjoy the music and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't just want to bring someone home and have
Yeah.
sexual.
Yeah, exactly. That shows a lot of self-respect too, self-restraint, and that's important to have nowadays. Cause
Yep,
like for me, it's like I want to reserve all that for one person as well. Cause it's like
true.
plus all that stuff, like
Uh,
that intimacy and all
Yep,
that. That's like how long on average does that last? Like it's not long compared to like the rest.
true. Because from where I come from, even if I talk about my family,
Mm-hmm.
only my father is married. The
Mm-hmm.
other two uncles who are older than my father,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't marry someone because they fell in love with a lady when they were like in their early 20s, right?
Hmm.
Right now they are in their 70s, but they never got married because they couldn't have that lady.
Yeah.
Their family wasn't ready for that marriage.
Yeah.
So even after they said no, they never got married or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They never thought about any woman. They just stayed single for their. They are still alive, right? So I
Yeah.
still talk to them, but they are like, nah, it
Mm-hmm.
was her or no one.
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, bro. Stories like that are so beautiful. It's like, or like you'll see a lot
So
of people like when
yeah,
their
so
loved
I
one
grew up
dies.
with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with them, so I know those value.
Yeah.
That that my uncle, he's like, nah,
Yeah.
it's her or no one. So
Yeah.
that's how I grew up. So my value is gonna be like that, right?
Yeah, that's good. Or seeing those stories of how like people's loved ones die from so young and like they'll never. It's like no one can ever replace that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not like a friends with benefit like thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or I'm in with relationship with someone and then I cheated on him.
Yeah.
So those values need to come back, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at least let's some should be there.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
like.
believe the social media is the main thing that
Yeah.
drove us there, right? Because
Yeah.
before we didn't have social media or anything like that.
Yeah. And it's like these are normal desires, but people just don't know how to control them. Like everyone has these like thoughts and
Yeah, you have to
desires.
control your urge. Yep.
Yeah, because it's like, of course they're normal things. Like, hence why they're actually a thing with like when you're married. But like people don't know how to control it.
Yeah, you have to control. Yeah, the
Hmm.
control is not there anymore.
Yeah, and it's like it makes it so much more special when you finally like you reserved yourself for that one person.
Yeah,
And it's like,
that's
I found it like,
that's why older people had like better love stories and
yeah,
longer marriage time, right? They
yeah,
celebrate
exactly.
25 years, 50 years together.
Hmm.
And here, right now, people are celebrating 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah,
Why? Because they know it's gonna end before an year.
yeah, and it's like how many times have you like celebrated all these months with somebody else?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a show off, to be honest. In
yeah,
social media, you are with someone and then you celebrate for 1 month, 2 months. You
hmm,
just want to people see how happy you are. But
hmm,
in real life, it's not even there.
yeah, it's true.
It's just a show off.
Yeah, yep,
So we are the sad generation with the happy faces. That's what I read somewhere, I guess. Yeah.
yeah,
I like how the Brad Pitt talks about that in Fight Club,
yeah, yeah. Good
that
movie.
we are working the job. Yeah, that we are working the job and buying the shit we don't need.
Yeah, no, it's actually true though.
Even that wasn't like a like new movie. It's considered old movie to be honest right now.
Yeah, or I think of like stories. I don't know if you know, but one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's like uh, Ali. Well, Ali was
Yep.
married to the Prophet's daughter Fatima, peace be upon them,
Hmm.
and Like when she died, bro, the poems he said for her were like crazy, because like even the prophet said like if like Fatima wasn't with you, there would be no equal to you and things like that. And then like Ali said to her, like while he was standing at her grave, like a flower from Jannah has returned to Jannah, and its fragrance was left in my mind. I was like, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, those poems and see those poems and the way they talk about women's and love and
Yeah,
intimacy and everything.
like that quality of
So
love and companionship, I
the
feel like it's so
quality, yeah.
lost.
People says that like you state the standards too high, right?
Yeah,
But it's not too high. It was there before,
yeah, exactly.
and people just don't want to do the work anymore. That's why it's too high right
Yeah.
now.
And like as much as we as men, we need to be like leaders and protectors and things like that. It's like we also need someone to have that softness with. We need somebody to like, ground
To
us.
back us up, yeah,
Yeah.
back us up, right?
We need that like emotional um qualities
I
as
don't
well.
know if the sayings in the English or no, but I have heard it so many times. Behind every successful man, there's a woman, right?
Yeah, it's true.
But that's only one girl
Mhm.
that behind man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a. If he's a successful woman and like a girl made him,
Mhm.
it's just one girl. Not.
Yeah.
He's not a fucking playboy.
No, it's true. Yeah. That's why it's so hard
Even
nowadays.
one guy I admire, like too much admire.
Mhm.
He's a Indian businessman
Mhm.
and philanthropy, Ratan Tata. That
Mhm.
guy is also like that.
Yeah.
He loved a girl, and the girl wanted to move to, I guess, USA with him, right?
Mhm.
But he wanted to go back to India and be with his family and have the Indian culture, right?
Yeah.
So the girl didn't want that girl's family and everything.
Mhm.
So he went back India and he never got married or anything like that because he loved her, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't follow your like demands,
Mhm.
but I won't marry someone or love someone in my life
Mhm.
because I loved you, but it won't happen because I want to be with my family and my culture,
Yeah.
and I want to help people there.
Mhm.
So even with like your values, you have to still remember like your family and your friends and everything like that.
Yeah. Always respect your parents, even if you may disagree with them on some things. You still have to respect them.
Yeah, they're still your family, your blood.
Exactly. Even in
So even though he loved the girl,
yeah.
he couldn't be with her because family, right?
Yeah.
So the family comes first,
It
and
does,
he's not
but
like, yeah, and he doesn't like, he didn't go to another woman or anything like that.
yeah.
He's like, I still love you, but I can't do your like demands and everything like that.
Mhm. There is also like a discussion where it's not right for the parents to deny somebody without a valid reason. So like things like ethnicity, I feel like a lot of times parents will deny somebody because of their ethnicity, and that's not a
Okay, yeah,
valid
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Like
Not at all. Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
even within Islam, like that's prohibited, because there's like unless there's no valid reason, you shouldn't be denying your child, like if that person has good character and like is very religious, God fearing, and will like take care of you and is good to you and the family, like there's zero reason why you should deny them.
Yep, and that's why people were happy back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. But like I feel like a lot of even like parents, they've lost that like touch with reality. They look for the wrong things
Yep.
in marriage, like whether it be money or like if it's racism. It's
Yep.
become
True.
very, very tough nowadays. And like people are
Nowadays,
very
but
close minded.
I mean, I get them like why they are doing this because they were raised like the values we are talking about, right?
Mhm.
And nowadays they know that kids don't have those values.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes they just judge based on their stereotypes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That might be the thing that's holding the parents back.
Mhm. But I also think a lot of times people pick their culture over their religion, which is a bad thing.
Yeah,
Like people will justify all their wrongings because it's their culture, when in reality it's hurting a lot
yeah.
of people and it's also against their religion.
Yep, they just start to judge you by your color, your ethnicity, and everything.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
They
Like,
doesn't like try to judge you on your character, how good
exactly,
you are.
exactly. And it's like you could be literally denying like your son or daughter's like perfect match. You could literally be denying the best person possible for them just because of like
Silly things, yeah. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter the ethnicity and everything like that.
yeah, exactly.
If you are happy with someone, you love someone, then
Yeah,
other things shouldn't be considered.
yeah,
If the if the girl is like making more money than boy,
hmm,
in this time, they'll deny like boy is making less, right?
yeah,
But if you love someone, it shouldn't matter.
yeah. That's not yeah. It doesn't judge them on the quality of their character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, money is like you need money to sustain a life, right?
Yeah,
But it shouldn't come first.
yeah, exactly. You're right.
There are far more valuable things that should come first.
Yeah. Plus, that's something you can work on. Like, you can always make
Because
that.
yep,
You can always make that money
money can
back.
come and go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can always make that money back, but you can't make the time back. Like, you can't make
Yeah.
that
So
time lost
money can
back.
come and go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bond you have with someone, the relationship you have, the
Hmm.
vibes,
Yeah. Exactly.
those should come first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's why we started the podcast to discuss those things.
Yeah. They were like always topics we like casually discussed. We'd have like pretty deep talks, but then we're like, we should like make a podcast on this because it's like things I feel like a lot of men especially are like I guess don't want to talk about because they don't want to come across as like weak
Come
to their
across
other
those things.
friends.
Yep, yep,
But like in
yep,
reality, it doesn't make you weak at all. It's like
yep.
these are real life issues that need to be spoken about, and especially men's
I
mental
mean, it
health.
takes strength to like tell someone your problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's like plus we've always grown up with the stigma against like men's mental health. Like you can't
Yep.
show your weakness, you
I
can't show
mean,
your
you
emotions.
you can drink alcohol, you smoke cigars and everything. You can start your new addiction and everything.
Yeah,
But it takes like strength to talk about those problems.
yeah, yeah.
Because
And
those
that
things, it's like escape to reality. Drinking and smoking and all those things.
exactly. It's not gonna help you at all. They're just temporary like
Yep.
feelings that
Yeah,
resolve.
they are ruining your health and your monies both.
Yeah. Plus, like once that high like goes away, it's like your problems just come back.
Yep. That's why so many people are depressed. I think.
Yeah. That's what we feel like. Yeah, the stigma against men's mental health is very. It's like a plague as well.
Yep. And those two things are there as well. If you don't smoke and you don't drink, people will judge you in this era.
Yeah,
That's for
that's
sure.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they are like, if you don't drink, if you don't smoke, how do you enjoy your life? What do you do for fun?
Yeah.
I mean, there you can read, you can hike, you can go to the gym,
Yeah.
and that's how it's supposed to be. It's not like you don't drink, you don't smoke, you are not fun.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a plague.
Yep.
What time are we at? Oh, we're at 23 minutes. That actually went pretty fast.
Now it's good.
Yeah.
Now we know we can talk.
Want to leave it for a second episode then? Thanks everyone who tuned in to our first episode of the podcast.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, and it's gonna be talk like this in future.
Yeah, I feel like this was like, the early start jitters. It'll get more smoother and it'll be more
Yep.
lighthearted as well. But
Light-hearted and focused on single topic in single podcast,
yeah,
not
exactly.
everything in one thing.
Yeah, it makes it easier not to just branch off into other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you all.